Your mind is working with what you focus on. So feed it with input that leads to positive outcomes. Welcome to The Reset with me, Barbara Pernange. Desperate times calls for desperate measures. But do we use these times to make or create the best out of us? Meet Lydia the beautician, one of the best stylists in the city, who started off as a househelp, a hooker, and she has grown to become one of the best beauticians operating in one of the top stylist centers in the city. This is The Reset.
My name is Lydia Nyaga, well known as Lydia the beautician. I am a beauty therapist and I'm passionate about beauty. And it started as a story of when I was a young girl, and I knew very well my talent was in beauty. But it has taken a journey for me to be where I am right now. It was not easy. During that time when I was finishing high school is when my dad was involved in a violence case whereby he was involved in a fight between him and his brother, who is my uncle, and their case was set in 2011 September, whereby my dad ended up being in prison at community maximum prison for 8 good years. And this was very painful moment for me because I thought that my dream of going to college after high school will not come to be. And so I finished with my high school. After that I went back home to Machakos, where I was staying with my mom, and my brother, who was in high school at that time, was in Form 2. And at that time, being at home and doing the usual thing in the village, like farming and taking care of the farm, that was the in thing. It was now in October, where one of my auntie's sisters, she was looking for a househelp to come and help to do the housework and take care of the baby. And so I told my mom, you know what, I'm gonna take this opportunity. But it was a way for me to escape from the village and just come to Nairobi, and it was also easier for me to be going and checking my dad at community maximum prison. And so it was during this time, so I decided, let me go and do it. And whereby she was staying in South Sea, so I went and started the job. And this was, at this time, you find that all your friends are have joined university, they're in college, and you're there alone. And it also isolates you from, now you are alone, and nobody want to be associated with househelp as it is. And so for me, I took it like it was the best job ever, because I knew very well what I was running from back in the village. And so when I came to my auntie, I can say she was nice to me. She never treated me like one of the house help. I was part of the family when I joined them. And so doing house help work and taking care of the baby, waking up in the morning at 5 and preparing breakfast. From there, make sure the car is clean, and after that, now they leave to work. But at that time I used to tell myself, the day I would see myself waking up in the morning, taking my handbag and going to work, it will be a miracle for me. And so I worked for now, that was 2012, 2013, taking care of the baby. And it was during this time when I met a friend, which story was featured in the media. And he was into business and being into entrepreneurship. And he motivated me by reading his story. I knew very well where I want to be in terms of business, and I will take my career, which I was trusting God that He will make a way for me to go to beauty school, that I'll get the opportunity to get the finances to go. So I knew very well I'll do this career and enter into business. And so his story motivated me in a way that he had written how he started by even selling eggs and at a young age, and now where he was at the age of 28, and he was a millionaire. And so for me, that one was, this is what I want. I want my story to be heard one day. And I remember reading a book at this time. This book is written by Rick Warren, Purpose-Driven Life. I knew very well that I need to do something that I love in life, and it talks about the risk of you doing what you don't love doing. And so I knew even when I'm doing helping as a house help, I needed to do the best that I can be the best in terms of cleanliness, taking care of the baby. And I would say this, that when you're given such job to manage the house, your boss has entrusted you with a lot, the baby, his equipment and everything, and this means that you are responsible for everything, and you need to be the best no matter what. Later I came to meet with him, and whereby I shared my story with him, but not in details, but it was a way of me wanting to reach out and for me to connect him to help my brother who was now completing high school. And so I needed him to have an opportunity also to have someone who will guide him, because I knew what I went through also after high school.
Lydia Nyaga. We know her as an amazing beautician, but this is not the point where she started from. As we've heard, she started as a house girl, and now she is this amazing beautician. So stick around after the break to find out how this transition came about. Keep it locked. Welcome back to The Reset with me, Barbara Koinange. Well, have you ever found yourself in a position where you would like to help someone, but you really don't have what it takes at the moment? Well, Lydia found herself in such a position where she tried to help her brother not to go through the same things she went through after high school. So let's see how it all went down. I remember that earlier you were telling us that you used to wake up early to make tea for the family that you were working for as a house girl. And so what would you advise or tell maybe another girl who's in that season right now? What would you tell them or encourage them about their season?
For me, what I'd like to say, it's just like any other job. And there's something that my mom keeps telling me, that whenever you go to a place, make sure you make it or leave it better than you find it. So for me, be the best that you can do in terms of serving, cooking, cleaning. Just be the best. So it was during this time when I read this book about purpose-driven life that you should think of others. You know, I already myself, I knew my purpose, and I needed to think of someone else, whereby my brother needed somewhere to be. And so I connected him with this guy, and immediately he finished his high school. He got the job at the age of 17 years old. By the way, he never had an identity card. He just went in and started working. And at this time, my dad is still in prison. We are trying ways of getting a lawyer to make this case go into appeal, and in vain. And I would say I'll skip a Sunday and then go to community maximum prison. It was a painful moment where you go and see your dad inside there, and you know very well nothing that he did for wrong. And you know, at committee, the checkpoint at the entrance and everything, and whereby you talking to him, you'll just it's just a mirror that separates you and him, and you just has to scream your voice and shout for him to hear you. At that time, it was not easy for me. Right now I can cry, but they're tears of joy. It wasn't easy for me at that time, and my prayer was, how will he come out? And it was during that time when he was in committee where he enrolled in Bible school, which was to take only 2 years and a half. And now 2014, um, my aunt got a shop downtown at Kamukunji, and I was promoted now from being a house help into selling clothes at Kamukunji downtown. And for me, I felt like this was a confirmation that God is sending me to the marketplace. And it was during that time also when I was being as a house girl, my auntie noticed my passion in beauty, and she told me there's a school in beauty that specialized and well known. And for me, when I'm seated in the house, watching television, you would see people, their makeup is well done, their nails are done, and you hear makeup done, by that school. And so I wanted to go and inquire how much was the school fees, by faith. So when I went downtown, I remember telling a friend of mine, watch for me the shop. I want to go and look for this school. And I went to uptown, Kimathi Street, looking for Ashley's. So I went, I found a receptionist. She helped me in getting the brochure. I came back with it, and the school fees, yes, it was written that it was quite some amount of money, but I had to trust that I'll get the school fees for me to be able to join the beauty school. So it was during this time, now 2014, when my dad graduated in December 2013. So his case was called for appeal on January 2014, and this was a surprise for us, and we didn't have a lawyer. So it was taken to Machakos, and now his case was set to be heard on 12 of Feb 2014 now. And so to our surprise, my dad was among the first one to be called his name, and so he was told his case was a self-defense case. And at that moment, when you hear we say God is God of justice, I saw him in the courtroom, and my dad was set free, and for me that was a breakthrough. In 2015 is when now my parents were able to raise some amount of money, which they even took a loan to see me go through this career. Not that the money was there, but they took the loan for me to start this beauty course. And so my school fees was paid in March, and I joined the best school. And for me it was, coming from downtown and coming to uptown, I knew very well this is an opportunity that I have to make things work. So I joined Ashley's in March 2015. The course that was to take 7 months, I did it for 5 months, and my teachers were like, "You're good, you should be earning money." It was during this time now my brother is still working, and now after I resigned my job now from selling clothes, now my brother was because he was earning, is like, now I had nowhere to stay. So we had to look for a house, and the cheapest place we looked at was in Githurai 45. So we looked for a house whereby we were paying 4,000. It was a single room where we separated with bed sheets and his place to sleep, mine, and just a simple place where we are cooking as a kitchen. And so we were very happy, the freedom of being alone, but us being together was such a big way. He would provide food, he would pay my transport. So I felt like, because of what I did, now is here for me, And so my brother, we stayed with him at this time. And so 2015 October is when I got my first job, and I can say it was paying me well. I got God connected me with this wonderful boss, and she was ready to polish me, train me more, and I honor that lady for what she was there. Her name is Emily Katwiri, and she watched me grow in beauty industry in transforming me. And so my brother at that time, I remember him getting a very good contract with the company in South Sudan, and at this time he's being employed, and coming back he came in dollars. It was our first time to see dollars, and I remember came and told me, you know what, we are moving out of this plot, because it was an area where you have to, whenever you leave your shoes outside, you may not find them. It was such an environment where such events used to happen, whereby even when you're going to shower you have to queue, waking up in the morning, noisy place. So we had to move to the newest apartment in Githurai. We still operated around Githurai. I remember now, at that time I told him to resign his job, and I think it's because of what I went through. So I was ready to take the risk in life, whatever comes, just take it and move. And I told my brother, if you're making this money for just 3 days, and compared to what you're earning per month, then resign your job and start your own company. And so we looked for a name, and we decided to call it Capital Shades. And we registered the company, and my brother resigned his job. And so at this time now, myself, I'm earning, so I'm the one who's taking care of everything. Immediately you resign your job, I don't know what happens. The business you used to get, they're no longer there. After 3 months, he got a very good contract. Now he was referred churches where they want tents and canopies and all that. And so he was able to start his company, which is doing so well at this point, whereby he has a branch and staff working at the age of 23. And for me, this motivated me that yes, even me, I need to make myself shine in my industry also, in terms of being an entrepreneur. 2017 is when I started now feeling this is the time. This is time for me to move and start my own company. So in July, it happened like a dream. So I had a dream whereby in this dream I was very pregnant, and waking up in the morning, I felt like what did it meant, at that time. And so I started realizing there's something that is about to be birthed inside of me, and I need to make it happen. And so after sitting down and looking for a name, and this name kept coming to my mind, Heavenly Joy. And so I resigned my job in August 2017. And yes, I had saved some amount of money, but this money was not enough for what I wanted. And I can say it's like eating high, My friend was able to come in and help me with some amount of money. And so September 14th, 2017 is when I opened my first company, and my first spa, Heavenly Joy Beauty Spa, which was located in Parklands. And we operated it very well for a period of 8 months. But things didn't go well with my friend, whereby we were having some indifferences in terms of business and all that. And I can say I didn't have any advice in terms of legal advice in terms of business. How do you get someone funded you, things like partnership. I didn't have any idea that you need the legal advice for you to operate a business in such a way. And so in June 4th, I was thrown out of the spa, and so I had to start it again. At this time, I've lost my money, I've lost everything that I had put in that business, and it was such a painful moment for me, walking out and seeing the place you used to wake up in the morning, the place where you put all your effort is no longer there. And so I remember walking to a friend's spa in Westlands. And so I was able to operate with my clients and working on them for the time being. Operated for 2 months, whereby even Ashi was having some issues, and the spa got closed. And that was a moment, when you hear you're in a storm and you don't know what to do. I had to look for another space. I got this place again in Westlands, Motithi Road. We operated now. At this time, I'm renting space now. At the same time, I'm trying to get money from the bank to open my own. So I operated that for 4 months. Again, the place was closed down. And For me, at that time, I felt like I'm losing everything. My career it's like everything is just going. I don't know, I can put words to say that, but it was a painful moment for me. I felt like giving up, and felt like now I thought like I'm not the kind of person who gives up. Now the energy and the strength is no longer there. But one thing that kept me going is, I can say, my clients. They'll call me. We can come to your house. You can come to my house and operate my nails and do my face as you're waiting to set up. And so at this time, I had to register another company. Immediately, I lost my other company, and whereby I decided that now I need to work on my own as a brand. And so I had this name, Flawless by Lydia. So I created Flawless by Lydia, and to make sure that this will grow to more than that, and also started training, beauty trainings, in terms where we want beauty classes, how to do nails, how to do makeup, how to do massages, everything. If you want advanced facial treatments with such advanced machines and products in beauty. So I started that, and whereby, yes, right now I'm opening another branch in Westlands, whereby now Flawless by Lydia will be operating from here.
So Lydia, by any chance, if this new venture does not work out, would you go back to the first job that you had started as a househelp?
Oh, that's a good one. Yeah. For me, I believe that I will be a mother, I'll be a wife, and that is an everyday job, I will do it. I will do it. But again, now I have a career whereby I'm more into beauty than being in the house and everything. So beauty, it's in me, It's something I would wake up at the middle of the night and just walk out and go and attend to a client, do the makeup, do the every service that it's beauty concerned.
So basically you just find other ways to do this new venture that you have rather than going back to being...
Yes, I can say that.
Okay.
Because just good money,
Yeah.
Back then, what I used to earn, like in a month, it's something that right now I'm earning for 1 hour.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So what is that one thing that keeps you going? Like, you see, you've gone through so much, Lydia, and especially with this new blow, with your company being taken. So what keeps you going and just keep going strong?
I'll say one is my faith. My faith in knowing that I have a God who has given me purpose in life, and I am the best, and I'm born to win, and there's no way I can give up. There's no turning back. And when I look back of what's in the journey that I've gone through, for me, what I see is just shine and just keep going. Nothing that can put me down. And can I tell you something, that success is never ending, and failure is never final. Sometimes what I take through my failures is, these are lessons that I get to learn. I don't call myself a failure. I will never, because I am not. These are lessons that I get to learn every day. Lydia, what happened? Where did you go wrong? Where did you do it right? Get down and sit down and have a meeting with myself. And with faith, I get to know that I'm meant to win.
Wow, Lydia, that was so profound, and wow, you have a story and a half. But to lighten the mood right now, I'd like us to just play a simple game.
Okay.
And I hope you'll enjoy this.
I hope so.
So, completely random question.
Right.
In the making of pilau, from the choices I give you, which one is not necessary?
All right.
All right. So we have avocados.
Okay.
We have cooking oil.
All right.
We have onions, and we have capsicum. I had to say that one. Oh.
All right.
Yes. Which one? Yes. Which one don't we need? Or which one do we need from that list? You can just separate which ones we need and which ones we don't need.
So we need the cooking oil, we need the onions, then we need, I love avocado.
Hallelujah!
Yeah, so let's do away with the whole. Yeah.
One random question again on makeup.
Okay.
What advice or what beauty trick do you have for the ladies who are watching this, that, you know, like an easy to go thing, like 5 minutes makeup thing that I need to do in the morning? What trick would you give these ladies? Yes.
Wow. Number one, you should know your skin type. Most people don't get to know their skin type so well. Others, you might be having a skin condition whereby it needs some more skin treatments with the product that you're using, the skin care that you're using. So it's advisable, get to know your skin type. Get a therapist who will advise you which is your skin type, whether you have a skin condition, the products that you need to use. With this, when you're going to purchase your makeup product, it's written your skin type, you will know your skin tone also. So unless you go to a beautician or someone who specializes in skin, will be able to test your skin and get to know what is your skin type or which is your skin tone. So you'll be able to buy the right products for beauty, so that you don't apply and look, plastic look or something, but these will give you the natural you. Yes.
Wow, Lydia, that was so profound. Thank you so much for your time and for the amazing coffee.
You're welcome.
Asante sana. So yes, be there for someone. This has been The Reset with me, Barbara Koinange. See you here, same time, same place. God bless.